Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to review and discuss one of the most powerful and provocative novels ever written by John Grisham, the master of the legal thriller genre. John Grisham is an American author, lawyer, and activist who has sold over 300 million copies of his books worldwide. He is best known for his novels that explore the intricacies and injustices of the American legal system, often featuring complex plots, realistic characters, and controversial topics. His novels have been adapted into movies, TV shows, and podcasts, and have influenced many other writers and readers. The novel that I'm going to talk about today is called The Chamber, and it was published in 1994. It is a legal thriller that follows Adam Hall, a young lawyer who takes on the case of his grandfather, Sam K. Hall, a former Klansman and convicted bomber who is facing execution in Mississippi. As Adam tries to save his grandfather's life, he also uncovers the secrets and traumas of his family's past. The novel is a gripping and emotional story that raises important questions about justice, forgiveness, and family. How far would you go to save someone you love? How do you deal with the sins of your ancestors? How do you reconcile with your own identity and values? These are some of the themes that John Grisham explores in The Chamber, and that I will analyze in this video. If you are interested in learning more about this novel, and why it is one of Grisham's most controversial and impactful works, then stay tuned and keep watching. The plot of The Chamber is tense and dramatic, as it follows the last month of Sam K. Hall's life on death row, and the efforts of his grandson, Adam, to obtain a stay of execution. The novel alternates between the present and the past, revealing the events that led to Sam's involvement in the bombing of a Jewish lawyer's office in 1967, and the consequences of his actions on his family and himself. The novel also exposes the flaws and corruption of the American legal system, and the moral and ethical dilemmas that the death penalty poses. One of the key plot points is the bombing incident itself, which is the catalyst for the whole story. The novel depicts the bombing in graphic detail, showing the horror and tragedy of the attack that killed two innocent children and injured their father. The bombing is motivated by Sam's hatred and prejudice against the Jewish community, and his loyalty to the Ku Klux Klan. The bombing also sets in motion a long and complex legal process, involving multiple trials, appeals, and investigations. The novel shows how the justice system is influenced by political, racial, and personal factors, and how it often fails to deliver fair and impartial outcomes. Another key plot point is the legal proceedings that Adam undertakes to save his grandfather from the gas chamber. The novel portrays the challenges and obstacles that Adam faces as a young and inexperienced lawyer, dealing with a hostile and conservative environment, a reluctant and uncooperative client, and a formidable and ruthless opposition. The novel also explores the ethical and emotional issues that Adam grapples with, as he tries to balance his professional duty, his personal feelings, and his family history. The novel raises questions about the role and responsibility of lawyers, the effectiveness and humanity of the death penalty, and the possibility and limits of redemption. A third key plot point is the emotional journey of the characters, especially Sam and Adam. The novel depicts the gradual and complex development of their relationship, from strangers to family. The novel shows how Sam, who initially rejects Adam and his help, slowly opens up to him and reveals his past, his regrets, and his hopes. The novel also shows how Adam, who initially seeks to understand and save Sam, eventually learns to accept and forgive him. The novel illustrates the power and importance of family, love, and compassion, even in the most difficult and hopeless situations. These are some of the main plot points that make The Chamber a captivating and thought-provoking novel. In the next section, I will discuss the character exploration and how Grisham creates realistic and complex characters that drive the story forward. Stay tuned and keep watching. The characters in The Chamber are realistic and complex, and they play a crucial role in driving the story forward. The main characters are Adam Hall and Sam K. Hall, the grandson and grandpa, who form an unlikely bond in the face of death. They are both dynamic characters, meaning that they change and grow throughout the story. Adam is a young and idealistic lawyer who decides to risk his career and reputation to defend his grandpa. Sam, former Klansman and convicted bomber who's facing execution in Mississippi. Adam is motivated by a sense of curiosity, compassion, and duty, as he wants to learn more about his family's past, save his grandfather's life, and challenge the injustice of the death penalty. Adam is also conflicted by his own identity and values, as he struggles to reconcile his liberal and progressive views with his grandpa's racist and violent actions. Adam undergoes a personal growth throughout the story, as he develops a deeper understanding of his grandpa, his family, and himself. He also learns to accept and forgive his grandpa, and to cope with his loss. Sam K. Hall is an old and bitter man who has spent most of his life in prison for a bombing that killed 2 innocent children and injured their father. Sam is a former member of the Ku Klux Klan, and he harbors a deep hatred and prejudice against the Jewish community and other minorities. Sam's also haunted by his past, his regrets and his guilt, as he realizes the consequences of his actions on his family and himself. Sam undergoes a transformation throughout the story, as he slowly opens up to his grandson, Adam, and reveals his secrets and hopes. He also changes his attitude and behavior, as he shows remorse, gratitude, and kindness to those around him. He also finds peace and redemption in his final moments. Other significant characters in the story include Adam's colleagues, family members, and legal adversaries. For example, Nora Stark is Adam's supervisor and mentor at Kravitz and Bain, who supports and guides him throughout the case. She's a smart and experienced lawyer, who is also passionate and dedicated to the cause of abolishing the death penalty. Lee K. Hall is Adam's aunt and Sam's daughter, who tells Adam the truth about his family. She's a lonely woman who has become a functioning alcoholic due to her father's past. She is also sympathetic and helpful to Adam, as she provides him with information and documents that could help his case. Rolly Wedge is Sam's former accomplice and the actual bomber, who escaped justice and lived a normal life. He is a cold and ruthless man, who shows no remorse or empathy for his victims. He is also a coward and a liar, who betrays Sam and testifies against him in exchange for immunity. These are some of the main characters that make The Chamber a captivating and thought-provoking novel. In the next section, I will discuss the themes and motifs and how Grisham explores the issues of justice, forgiveness, and family in his novel. The themes and motifs in The Chamber are essential to the novel's message and impact. The main themes are justice, forgiveness, and family, and they are explored through the characters, the plot, and the style of the novel. Justice is a central theme in the novel, as it examines the concept and practice of justice in the American legal system and in the personal lives of the characters. The novel portrays the justice system as flawed and corrupt, influenced by political, racial, and personal factors, and often failing to deliver fair and impartial outcomes. The novel also questions the morality and humanity of the death penalty, as it shows the cruelty and suffering that it inflicts on the condemned and their families. The novel also explores the idea of justice as a personal and subjective notion, as different characters have different views and expectations of justice. For example, Adam seeks justice for his grandpa, who he believes deserves a chance to live and redeem himself. Sam seeks justice for himself, who he believes has been wronged and betrayed by the system, and his accomplice. The victims' families seek justice for their loved ones, who they believe deserve retribution and closure. Forgiveness emerges as a complex and transformative force, requiring courage and understanding. Characters grapple with self-forgiveness, or personal forgiveness, and divine forgiveness. Family serves as both a source of identity and conflict, with the impact of family history resonating throughout the narrative. Family is the third main theme in the novel, as it examines the importance and influence of family in the characters' lives. The novel portrays family as a source of identity, connection, and support, but also as a source of conflict, trauma, and pain. The novel also shows how family can be defined in different ways, such as by blood, by choice, or by circumstance. The novel also explores the impact of family history and legacy on the present and the future of the characters. For example, Adam is motivated by his family's past, and he tries to understand and honor his family's legacy. Sam is haunted by his family's past, and he tries to make amends and protect his family's future. The victims' families are affected by their family's loss, and they try to cope and move on with their lives. The motifs and symbols in the novel are used to convey deeper meanings and to enhance the themes and the mood of the story. Some of the motifs and symbols are the gas chamber, symbolizing the death penalty's cruelty. It represents Sam's fate and Adam's quest to prevent his grandpa's execution. The clan, a symbol of racism and violence, reflecting Sam's dark past and Adam's struggle with his grandfather's clan affiliation. The Divine Comedy, symbolizing literature and culture, it guides Sam's transformative journey and inspires Adam's passion. Now, let's delve into Grisham's critique of the legal system and how he exposes its dark side. Stay tuned for a revealing exploration. The Chamber critically examines the American justice system, laying bare its flaws and their profound impact on both characters and society. The narrative underscores the system's susceptibility to political, racial, and personal influences, often resulting in unjust outcomes. One prominent critique within the novel is the inadequate representation for defendants, particularly those who are economically disadvantaged or socially marginalized. Sam Cahall's past lawyers, depicted as indifferent or lacking necessary skills, exemplify this flaw. Adam Hall, Sam's grandson and the protagonist, faces obstacles in securing experts and support for his case due to funding issues and a lack of cooperation from his firm and the court. The novel provocatively questions the ethical obligation of lawyers to provide robust defense, regardless of their client's guilt, innocence, or popularity. A second flaw unveiled is the undue influence of political, racial, and personal agendas on legal proceedings, jeopardizing the system's integrity. Governor David McAllister manipulates the courts to expedite Sam's execution, aiming to bolster his popularity for re-election. Racial tensions in Mississippi impact jury selection, evidence presentation, and the verdict, creating a biased environment. The novel emphasizes the responsibility of government, media, and the public in preserving the fairness and impartiality of the legal system. The cruelty and inhumanity of the death penalty constitute a third critique in the novel. It vividly portrays Sam Cahall's physical and psychological torment on death row, questioning the effectiveness and humanity of capital punishment. Adam's emotional turmoil as he fights to save his grandfather's life and witnesses his death brings forth moral questions surrounding the death penalty's purpose, whether it serves justice or vengeance. The Chamber extends its critique beyond fiction, drawing from real life. Cases like Mississippi burning, the Rosenberg case, and Furman v. Georgia. It anticipates and influences subsequent legal developments, including Roper v. Simmons, Atkins v. Virginia, and the Innocence Project. The novel encourages readers to delve into these issues, forming their perspectives and potentially influencing real-world actions. In the next section, we explore the historical context woven into the narrative, examining how Grisham seamlessly integrates historical elements to enrich the characters and plot. Stay tuned for an insightful exploration. The Chamber intricately weaves its narrative against the backdrop of 1962's Mississippi, a time of profound social and political change in the American South. Two key historical phenomena shape the novel: the Civil Rights Movement and the activities of the Ku Klux Klan. The Civil Rights Movement, a pivotal social and political push, aimed to eradicate racial discrimination and segregation. Employing both non-violent and violent methods, the movement sought legal and legislative changes. Organizations like the NOC, SCULK, and CSC, alongside leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr., played crucial roles. The movement achieved significant milestones, but faced staunch opposition from white supremacist groups, local governments, and the public, resistant to change. The Ku Klux Klan, a notorious white supremacist group, vehemently opposed the civil rights movement, seeking to maintain racial hierarchy and Southern segregation. Founded in 1865, the Klan resurged in the early 20th century and again in the 1950s and 1962, responding to federal intervention, engaging in various forms of violence, including threats, harassment, bombings, and killings. The Klan influenced the political and legal landscape of the South. Grisham seamlessly integrates these historical elements into the novel. The central event, the 1967 bombing of Marvin Kramer's office, stems directly from Klan hatred against the Jewish lawyer supporting the civil rights movement. Sam and Adam, grandfather and grandson, embody the contrasting impacts of the civil rights movement and Klan activities on their lives and perspectives. Sam's Klan involvement reflects racial resentment, while Adam, raised in California, embraces civil rights movement values. The historical context also shapes the challenges and opportunities Adam faces in his quest to save his grandfather. These historical layers enrich The Chamber, providing depth to characters and plot. Stay tuned for insights into critical perspectives, exploring how Grisham's novel has been received and reviewed by both literary critics and the general public. The critical perspectives of the novel are diverse and varied, as different critics and readers have different opinions and reactions to the novel. The novel has received both praise and criticism, and has sparked some controversies and debates, especially in relation to its portrayal of sensitive themes such as racism, violence, and the death penalty. Some critics have praised the novel for its compelling and powerful story, its realistic and complex characters, its exploration of moral and ethical issues, and its critique of the legal system. For example, The Washington Post called the novel totally hypnotic and said that it reveals new dimensions to Grisham's talent. USA Today described the novel as compelling, powerful, and said that it challenges the reader to question their views on justice, forgiveness, and family. People magazine said that Grisham is at his best and that the novel exposes the dark side of the American justice system. Other critics have criticized the novel for its lack of originality and suspense, its excessive and repetitive details, its melodramatic and sentimental tone, and its simplistic and biased view of the themes. For example, Roger Ebert gave the film adaptation of the novel a negative review, and said that the novel lingers over the racism and hate language of its characters, and that it opens deep wounds in our society, being opened for the purpose of entertainment. The New York Times said that the novel lacks the narrative drive and the ingenuity of Grisham's earlier work, and that it seems to have been written by the numbers. The Guardian said that the novel is a long-winded, self-indulgent, and rather shallow book, and that it fails to engage with the real issues of the death penalty. The novel has also generated some controversies and debates, both in the literary and the legal circles. One of the controversies was a lawsuit filed by lawyer and author Polly Nelson, who claimed that the novel had striking similarities to her nonfiction book, Defending the Devil, about her experiences as a lawyer for serial killer Ted Bundy. The lawsuit was dismissed on appeal in 1997. Another controversy was the reaction of some death penalty opponents, who felt that the novel was too sympathetic to the condemned and too critical of the system, and that it could undermine their cause and their credibility. Some death penalty supporters, on the other hand, felt that the novel was too biased and too unrealistic, and that it could influence public opinion and policy in favor of abolition. These are some of the main critical perspectives that make The Chamber a captivating and thought-provoking novel. In the next section, we'll discuss the comparisons with other Grisham works, and how the novel relates to his other novels in terms of themes, styles, and characters. Stay tuned and keep watching. The comparisons with other Grisham works are interesting and insightful, as they show how the novel relates to his other novels in terms of themes, styles, and characters. Grisham has written over 40 novels, most of them in the legal thriller genre, and some of them have similarities and differences with The Chamber. One of the novels that is similar to The Chamber is The Confession, published in 2010. It is also a legal thriller that deals with the death penalty, and follows a lawyer who tries to save an innocent man from execution while a guilty man confesses to the crime. The novel also explores the themes of justice, forgiveness, and family, and criticizes the flaws and corruption of the legal system. However, the novel differs from The Chamber in the setting, the tone, and the outcome. The novel is set in Texas, not Mississippi, and it has a more suspenseful and urgent tone, as the lawyer races against time to prove the innocence of his client. The novel also has a more tragic and pessimistic outcome, as the innocent man is executed and the guilty man escapes justice. Another novel that is similar to The Chamber is The Testament, published in 1999. It is also a legal thriller that deals with family and forgiveness, and follows a lawyer who tries to help a woman who inherits a fortune from her estranged father, while his other children contest the will. The novel also explores the themes of redemption, faith, and charity, and shows the transformation and growth of the characters. However, the novel differs from The Chamber in the plot, the style, and the mood. The novel has a more adventurous and exotic plot, as the lawyer travels to Brazil to find the woman who lives in a remote jungle tribe. The novel also has a more humorous and light-hearted style, as the lawyer faces various challenges and dangers along the way. The novel also has a more hopeful and uplifting mood, as the characters find peace and happiness in their lives. A third novel that is similar to The Chamber is A Time to Kill, published in 1989. It is also a legal thriller that deals with racism and violence, and follows a lawyer who defends a black father who kills two white men who raped his daughter. The novel also explores the themes of morality, courage, and family, and shows the impact of the trial on the characters and the society. However, the novel differs from The Chamber in the perspective, the conflict, and the resolution. The novel is told from the perspective of the defense lawyer, not the defendant, and it focuses more on his personal and professional struggles. The novel also has a more intense and violent conflict, as the lawyer and his family are threatened and attacked by the Klan and their supporters. The novel also has a more surprising and controversial resolution, as the jury acquits the father, despite the overwhelming evidence against him. This concludes our exploration of The Chamber by John Grisham, a powerful and thought-provoking novel in the legal thriller genre. Throughout this video, we delved into various aspects of the book, plot analysis, examining the tension, drama, dual timeline narrative, and key plot points, such as the bombing incident, legal proceedings, and characters' emotional journeys. Character exploration, discussing the motivations, conflicts, and personal growth of Adam Hall, the complexities of Sam Cahall's identity as a former Klansman, and other significant characters. Themes and motifs, exploring justice, forgiveness, and family in detail, along with Grisham's portrayal of moral and ethical dilemmas surrounding the death penalty, and the use of motifs and symbols like the gas chamber, the Klan, and the Divine Comedy. Legal system critique, analyzing the portrayal of the American legal system, highlighting flaws and corruption in legal proceedings and shedding light on the challenges faced by Adam in his quest for justice. Historical context, providing background on the 1960s setting, focusing on the civil rights movement and the Ku Klux Klan's activities, and exploring how historical elements impact the characters and plot. Critical perspectives, introducing critical reviews and perspectives on the novel from literary critics, and discussing any controversies or debates surrounding the portrayal of sensitive themes. Comparisons with other Grisham works, drawing comparisons with other Grisham novels, exploring recurring themes, narrative styles, and character arcs. In conclusion, The Chamber challenges readers to question their views on justice, forgiveness, and family. It stands as a masterful work with realistic characters, a gripping plot, and a poignant ending. Highly recommended for fans of legal thrillers, social issues, and family dramas. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more book reviews and analyses. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video. For more of John Grisham's works, visit his website for a complete bibliography, latest news, and upcoming events. Follow him on social media for updates and fan interactions. Movie adaptations like The Firm, The Pelican, Brief, and The Client offer visual renditions of his compelling narratives. If you're looking for similar themes and topics, consider reading To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, a classic exploring racism, justice, and innocence in the South through the eyes of a young girl and her father, a lawyer defending a black man accused of rape. Dead Man Walking by Sister Helen Prejean, nonfiction book recounting the author's experiences as a spiritual advisor to death row inmates and advocating for the abolition of the death penalty. The Innocent Man by John Grisham, nonfiction account of Ron Williamson, wrongfully convicted of murder and sentenced to death, and his fight for exoneration and justice. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy reading.